So we have the filter unit here for the AD355, and it is a canister. Boy, a little breezy out here. It is a canister that has a renewable element that fits inside of it. We did an oil change on Brownie, oh gosh, about a year ago now in Video World, and we talked a little bit about this, but here it is all apart. And the components of this, of course, you have your main bolt that goes all the way through it. On the back end of the bolt, we have a sealing washer, which is kind of like a double washer. And inside, it has this groove in here. And that is where a seal fits in there, which we have here. Now, this is not the original seal. The original seal we have here. And as you see, it kind of fits, it's bigger in there than what this one is. This replacement is just an O-ring. And then it's going to bolt on. Now the bolt's going to go through here and it's going to fit on the end of our can, and it's going to seal the oil from squirting out, getting out around that bolt head. And that's what that seal is designed to do. And the original one, it's pretty hard and it's just not doing the job. So we replaced it with this O-ring, and as we compress the two together and I look in here, I can see that the O-ring, as I turn this, the O-ring is not turning. So it is making contact with the can. So when the bolt compresses this together, it should give us a seal between our washer surface here and the surface of our canister. Now, once the bolt goes through inside the can, we have a spring that'll fit on, and it will bottom out down here at the bottom of the can, right down here around that hole. The spring will bottom out there. Then you have the washer. Then you have another sealing washer that fits on there. And then you have the bypass valve that will slide on there as well and fit down in there. Now, the bypass valve is a spring-loaded valve. Let's see, right in here is a spring right there. Kind of hard to see down in there, but it is spring-loaded, so that in the event that the filter plugs up, because the bottom of the filter is going to sit over the valve like this, and in the event, and as you look down in there, you can see it sticking through there. It's a little bit loose, but in the event that the filter becomes plugged up, this is going to release, this spring is going to release, because it's going to be drawn in on it, because your oil comes in from the outside of the filter and then gets drawn in from the inside and back into the engine. So if the filter is plugged up and the oil cannot go through it, it's going to pull on this valve in here, opening up these three slots, which have, as we can see, they're spring loaded and they're pretty well there, which is a seal on this. So then the oil is going to be able to suck through this valve, bypassing the filter altogether because it's plugged up. And that is all a pressure related system there with the spring and everything. Self-contained, it's stamped together, so there's no, other than replacement, there's nothing really you can do with it. And it is just there in case the filter plugs up. So on the inside, then this will go on here. And then of course your filter will fit on it like so. And then this bolts into the block, and that's your system there, which of course is covered via the can. Via the can covers everything. And that's basically how the filter unit works on this. I just thought we would show that since I took it apart to clean it all up. And we're going to get ready. We're going to reassemble this thing to the can with the seals and put it back on Brownie. Okay, so on the side of our block here, this is where the oil filter goes. We did an episode quite a while back on the filter fiasco we had when we changed oil on this. However, on the block, we have a hole down here. That is where the pressurized oil comes from the oil pump, comes around the outside of the oil filter, through the oil filter, and then back in through this hole up here. This hole is where the bolt goes that bolts the whole canister on. That's where the oil exits the filter, and that's where the oil enters the filter. So as I put this thing back together, I put a little bit of oil on our seal down inside here, that little O-ring down in here. Just a little bit of engine oil on there. There again, it's an O-ring, so you want to treat it like you would your canister filters that you put on. I also will put a little bit of oil on the gasket here of the filter itself, and then put it down on top of our bypass valve down in there. And we'll also oil this up. This will mate up to the block. So let's put us a little bit of oil on here as well, just to kind of give it a little extra shove. And we'll put our stabilizing piece in here. And we will take it over. Now we have our O-ring that goes inside the block. We will oil that up, insert it into the block, and bolt on our filter. So as we come in here closer to the side of the engine, wipe a little bit of that off. Go ahead, and we're going to coat our O-ring. We're going to give it a film of oil all the way around all four sides of it here. There again, this is engine oil, 30 weight engine oil. Let me come up in here. We're going to just slide it into the groove like so. Boy, the wind. As you can see, our gasket, yeah, we twisted it there. You want to make sure that don't twist. I must say it's much easier to do it with the loader off. And there again, we didn't get it twisted. Now what I did is I pulled on that a little bit to try to stretch it out to get it to stick in that groove a little better. Some of these filters that we're using anymore are kind of, yeah, they're suspect. But anyway, get that all in the groove there. Push it back down in there. We're going to take our canister. Come in here, we're going to line that bolt up. Start to thread him in. And this is all spring loaded because of that spring that we put in there. Tighten it up. The main thing you want is to be inside that groove. Now I put this on before to where the canister was up here on the shoulder instead of being inside the groove, and yeah, that doesn't work very well. That doesn't work at all. And we're just gonna tighten it up a bit. Now this, what to look at, I think it's like 15 pounds maybe this thing gets. So we'll just tighten it up a little bit there, not too bad. And that should do it for that part. As we look at our block here, we see right through here how it's sweating. Now, all along here, that's the problem with doing stuff out here in the old barn. We get into the spring months and you go from cold, which it was overnight and really the past couple of days. We got a front moving through to where it's warming up, which is great. We're back out here in t-shirts. But man, everything just sweats like crazy out here. And particularly our tires over here, which have calcium chloride in it. And you see how much water we have running out here on the floor from the sweat on our tires. And you can also see quite vividly where the water line is, right through there. That's where the calcium chloride line is on the tire. As it sweats and the water, you know, it runs off the tire there from the outside. So yeah, good day for condensation. So now we got to put the oil in the tractor. We'll go ahead and do that. It's just a matter of dumping 6 quarts in the filler tube over here on the same side as your filter. Right down here by the light. Right there. We're going to take that cap off. We're going to put our oil in there. And then we're going to check that off the list. And then we will we'll be able to we'll see what's next.